It's time to mind your business with me, Jamillah Lodge. Tune in to find out how to mind your business with BEDC, special guest entrepreneurs, industry experts, and more. Brought to you by BEDC. Bermuda business starts here. So welcome to Mind Your Business. I am your host, Jamillah Lodge, and I'm pleased to have you here, Quayunte Watson, founder of Gombey Isle. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Yeah. So we're going to talk a little bit about Gombey Isle, of course, but then also about your entrepreneurial journey and why you decided to do this. Before we got started, we were talking about when we first met, like 30 years ago, back in my other life. And then you were working for someone, I was working for someone. And then you decided that you wanted to start this business. Yeah. So before we get into that, though, just tell everybody who you are, a little bit about yourself.
Okay, my name is Quayunte Watson. I'm the founder of Gombey Isle. My background has been in IT and then property management, but I've always been like a creator, so I'm always like thinking of businesses and different things that I can do. I have two children that are now 22 and 23. So I feel like now I'm at a point where I can now pursue something I started so long ago. And I'm involved in quite a lot of other things, you know what I mean, in football and, you know, other little things I'd like to involve myself in, you know.
Yeah.
I'm a member for sports club where I'm the secretary as well.
Okay.
So I dabble in a lot of different things, but I just kind of obviously like to keep busy, you know.
Right,
so,
right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's good. I mean, that's very good for entrepreneurship, right? Because it requires that you do a lot of the things, right?
Yes, and it all helps it all comes hand in hand.
Yes, for sure, for sure. So, Gombey Isle. Firstly, love. Okay, I wish we had a little sample so people. I love the candles, but talk to me about how you started this business.
I have no idea how I came to candles. I remember my daughter's 23, so about 23 and a half years ago, I started making candles. Don't know where it came from. And then I got pregnant with my daughter, and it was just too much for me to pursue that, so I thought, and then do the candles. So I did it for a couple more months, and then I just stopped.
Okay.
And then I raised my children. Now I'm no longer needed. I started to say, you know, I want to come back into doing this. Then I came back and it's like saturated.
A lot of candles, right?
Candles everywhere. So I'm like, well, how do I do this and stand out from everyone else? So I started brainstorming. You know, do I do a different candle jar? Do I do a different color? Like, how do I do this? And I couldn't think of anything different. And I said, well, it costs so much money to ship them in. What if I can make them? I'm like, what do I make them out of? You know what I mean? So I don't know why or how the concrete cement came into my mind. It did. And then I started going on to like forums and Facebook. And I'm like, wow, this is a thing. Let's try it. So then this was about maybe 4 years ago. So I tried it, headache, because I'm mixing sand and cement and then in a mold. And then you have to wait 24 hours before you can demold this item. So I'm like, okay, it's a good idea. It looks beautiful. I love the rusticness of it, but I can't operate like this on a fast basis.
Right,
you know what I mean? So then I ventured into doing, is there any cement that sets quick? So then I found a couple of them, tried them out, and then one worked.
Okay.
And so then now I'm able to like same day make demold, and I can do larger volumes. And then I started, the headache then came into like the testing.
Yeah.
The testing I've given up multiple times because now you test the jar and I have to test the jar for stability. So then you have to do like power burns, top to bottom. Then you have to do watching each stage. Then you're testing wicks. Wick testing will make anybody jump off a cliff. The wick testing for me has been the hardest part, and I still to this day go up and down and doubting, and that's when you kind of get into the safety of what you're kind of putting out there. So when I finally found the shape that I wanted, the jar that I wanted, the wick that was right for that particular size, it's just the whole process of just testing. And then you're supposed to test not just the wick, but each wick with each fragrance.
Yeah.
And so on and so on. And then you're going through these, do I like this fragrance? Do I not like this fragrance? So what I've done in the end is like to be different from everybody else. I decided to make a eco-friendly, high-end luxury candle.
Mm-hmm.
But then I thought I can sell it for $10.
Girl. Now, those things that you said, eco-friendly and high-end, do not match $10.
And I had this friend of mine saying, "What are you doing? This is like top notch. This compares to this particular brand overseas, and because she has like high end taste,
Yeah.
and this should be $100." And I'm like, "Are you crazy?" But what was happening is, and what I've learned the last like year and a half is that it's so much work into this jar. So that jar literally has to not only I have to mix each one by hand. So I'm having to take the semen and the water, add the pigment, mix it, and pour it. Then you have to demill that. Then you have to send the bottom of the jar. Then it has to go into a water bath. That water bath is like 24 hours to 48 hours.
Which is why it should be $100.
Yes,
because
exactly.
how long did it take you to make this? You're an artist,
so
basically.
much process to get that completed unit. Yeah. So it's So now I'm learning, but then the hardest part for me now is being comfortable at the price point I need to be at. But I do compare myself to other luxury brands outside of Bermuda.
Which you should do.
I've now realized that now I've put myself in a different category, and I think that now I can push myself to a certain niche of those that either like art or eco-friendly, reusable as well. So,
yeah. So, I mean, I think that's a good point for people to understand, because you're fighting against two things, right? You want to keep it affordable, but the amount of labor that it takes to produce this beautiful candle that you made, you have to pay for your time. If not, you're just doing it for free, basically. You're not even breaking even, right? By the time you add in the cost of the materials, the time alone is going to take it way over $10.
So I remember now, like, selling an item, and I was like, it didn't feel right. I'm like, wow, they're getting that for that. And it took me all this to get to this. You know what I mean? So now, I'm now going through the process of ensuring that I'm priced right.
Yes.
So it also feels like it's worth my time. But I initially didn't go into this to make money, which is crazy. My daughter says, "You're a giver. Stop giving."
Yeah.
So I make
your daughter needs to be your manager. Be like, "Mom, just make the stuff. I got this over here because."
I gave a lot away, and as you should to some extent, but I started doing it, and it was like hurting because I'm like, because of all that process.
You still have to buy the materials.
Yes.
So if you can't afford to do that, then what are you doing? You can't afford to keep doing it.
This is it. This is where I'm at now. Is pricing right.
Yeah.
As much as it hurts. So now I'm in a scary part for me, because now I've adjusted to just recently where I should be.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to hold my breath and see what happens.
Girl, you don't even need to hold your breath. The work is beautiful. It speaks for itself. And that. I think, like, once you've used the candle, you still have this beautiful vessel that you can do whatever you want with. And so that's something that you have to take into consideration.
Yeah, exactly. And we're also engraving the lids as well. So it's a lot of, because you're not only doing the jar, you're doing the lid.
Yeah.
So, exactly. It's recognizing that is, to me, I see it as a work of art, no two alike.
Yeah.
Because when you're pouring these things, they have different variations. And I've had a couple of people say, "Hey, this has like a little nick in it or a crack." I'm like, it's not a crack. It's actually a bubble, which makes it even more beautiful in my eyes. So it takes the right eye as well to recognize what you're looking at. Yeah.
So do you have a program where, like, if someone buys one of your candles and they've used it, it's used up, can they bring it back and get the vessel refilled?
They can. I actually have something on my website where they can click refill, click the jar that they had, and then I can just meet them or I can collect it from them and then refill it, and it refills for less than what you purchased.
Right, because you don't have that work of having to do that.
To create all that as well. So
that's
and eventually hopefully I can make it where you can just buy the refill package and pop it in yourself.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good idea.
Yeah, so
that's a good idea.
It's just a work in progress, because right now for the most part, I'm a one-woman show.
I know.
So I'm learning now I need to get some assistance.
Yes. You do.
Yeah.
Especially if you're thinking about one day having this be like your full-time endeavor, and this is something that you enjoy doing and you can actually make a living off of it, then it's going to require a team of people. So I love the eco-friendly, especially now, the non-toxic products and all of that. Why was sustainability so important for you to build into the business?
Short answer, it just matters. It just always mattered. I don't like hurting people. I don't like hurting people, so I didn't want to put something out there that could harm somebody.
Yeah.
I want to make it as clean and as safe as something could possibly be. And that was the factor around it. And that's why I also test as much as I can vigorously. And I try to educate people on how to burn a candle. So most people just burn a candle through, and that's so dangerous.
Is it?
Is it?
Okay, tell me, because educate me.
Burning, we call it power burning and testing, I guess. But when you burn that right through, you also get a shorter time in your candle.
Yeah.
Your wick isn't being trimmed, and your jar gets hotter and hotter. So if you ever picked up a candle jar sometimes, and it's just, you shouldn't be anyway, but it's very, very hot, or if it's getting a lot of black soot around the top of your jar, that means it should pretty much be blown out. Wick trim, let it cool, you can relight it. And you can do that every 3 hours if you want to, but anywhere between 3 and 4 hours, you should be actually blowing that candle out. And then what happens is it gets cool again, and then you can relight it. But what you're doing is also extending the life of your candle, as well as safe in the jar itself, especially when it comes to the concrete jars I'm using. I want people to be able to use them over and over again and just have a nice clean burn. So I can always tell when someone brings it back to me and it's like no black soot, that they've actually burned that candle the way that it should be burned. Yeah.
Well, no instructions come with the. Well, if they are instructions when you buy candles, I miss them because
they're so small. The only bottom it says like
they're on the bottom.
For my ones, I don't like to put anything on my jar because it's so pretty. So I give people a card and I have it on the website as well. But on most candles, you see at the bottom, don't burn for more than 4 hours. Let it burn straight across the top first. They'll tell you those things. Most people just candle light it and they go, right? So
I just missed the whole thing. I'm about to burn the house down. But that's good information to know because I don't think you think about it, right? You just put the candle on and go about your business. You blow it out like if you're going to leave or do something. But I have been burning a candle and notice like the black soot or the flame is like, and I'm like, okay, maybe we should burn it out.
Yeah, very important to keep trimming that wick down. Yeah.
So after you burn, you cut it. Yeah. Cut the wick. Okay.
Yes. I pull it or whatever way you find, but you just make it a little shorter.
Yeah. That's another thing, because I'm like, where do you get the wick cutter? Do you just cut them with scissors? Where they have the little thing where you can put the candle. All of those things are so cute.
Yeah, I'm going to work on the wick cutter, and it's another little tool you have that comes with it. I don't know what it's called, but with the wooden wicks, you kind of have to flick it off, then cut it, but you wouldn't just keep them really low. So like that, yeah.
All right, well, that's good to know. I learned me something today. So you've mentioned that you're creative and you're a giver at heart. And so you were making these candles back before your daughter was born because you just wanted to make candles.
Yeah.
When did you realize that this could go from something you were just passionate about to something that you could actually sell?
About 2 years ago. I think it was I remember Kimwana. She had, I don't even know how we came into contact, and she had started her business directory. And then right after that, she went into doing Looky, and she said, hey, are you interested in selling your product? I'm like, me? So when I put my product in the pop-up shop, and I was actually there when somebody bought one. It was like a feeling that I can't even describe. I'm like, oh, they liked it. And they bought it. So from there, I sold so many candles.
Yeah.
And it was like, I'm still evolving, and I look back at what I was selling. It's okay, but now I see where I've come.
Yeah.
But that was an eye-opener for me to say, okay, well, I might have something here.
Yeah.
So keep pursuing it. And that's what I've been doing ever since. Ups, downs, lows, but I'm just trying to figure out where I want to go with it and how I want to go with it. So I think I'm now closer to what it is that I want to do with the product. It's actually evolved into more of a tourist/Bermuda representative type of product, which is what I like because... I kind of geared it towards also having a Bermuda product. So even when I first started out, I started with the Harbor Nights. I think I did it once and then baby happened. But I definitely wanted a product that represents Bermuda wholeheartedly in every way I can think of. So even when I pick up my scents, I try to make sure that they kind of have some sort of relation to Bermuda in some way or the other. Even with the colors and names and it's always important for people to feel a certain way. So most of my names are like one-word names because I wanted to kind of evoke some sort of a feeling when they're burning that candle. So basically experience. Yeah. An experience, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even the name of the business, Gombey Isle, like obviously we know Gombeys represent Bermuda culture. So why or how did you come about that name when you were thinking of what to call it?
What's the first name I came up with? It was an evolving thing. When I first started out, I was in business with a friend, and I think we called it Blue Card. She was doing jewelry.
It was called what?
Blue Card.
Okay.
So apparently there's somewhere in Bermuda that's called Blue Card. And so she was doing jewelry and I was doing candles. It fit and it was a nice name, but we didn't fit together as a company. Mm-hmm. So then when we parted ways, I came up with Bermuda Glow. Mm-hmm. And that was the first name I came up with. But it's still like I didn't want to see any more Bermuda, anything like that. I just didn't want that. It didn't sit right.
Right.
And I kept thinking and asking, and my husband, and everyone's just tired of me saying, "What do you think?" And then one day I said, "You know what? I need a name that says Bermuda without saying Bermuda."
Right.
And so then I think I go on the internet and I typed in Bermuda, and then Gombey came up.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? I can do Gombey.
Yes.
But how do I make it Bermuda? So Isle is island, Gombey, Bermuda Island. So I said, you know what? I like it. And then the more I said it, I said, you know what? This fits. It feels right. It feels like me. It feels like Bermuda.
Yes. And that's how you did it. And I mean, I think it works because as you talk about creating an experience, Gombeys are an experience. If you have the pleasure of getting to see them perform, it's an experience. And so straight away from the name, you're already inviting people to go on this experience. And then the names of the scents as well, right?
And since then, because I've gotten the compliments on the name, I said, okay, I guess I'll leave it and work on other things. So, yeah.
So I would like to know, like, how do you source your scents?
So I basically use a supplier that is keen on clean burning essential oils, elevated scents. But now I'm venturing into mixing my own scents. Okay. So I'm half and half.
All right.
And so first I was funny, like saying, I can't put out a fragrance somebody else created. And I'm doing my research and I'm like, everybody does that. Even the big time companies, like you don't have to be...
create all the things.
You just have to, kind of curate them for what it is that you're trying to do and you're trying to present. So it's luxury. Yeah. They're very, very expensive.
Yeah. So $10. I just want to.
Right. So where I'm getting them from is like triple where I would get from your average fragrance company. Yeah. But it's worth it. And people say, wait, this smells so different from your regular candle. And I said, it's true. It is so many words, right?
Beautiful, yeah.
So I've now tried to make sense, and I've come up with a few that are doing well and people like, and I've actually mixed them myself. Yeah.
Okay.
But sometimes you have trouble sourcing certain things, so I'm coming to the terms of saying, okay, even if I can't source something anymore, then it just means it's time to pivot. Yeah. So that's something I had to realize as well. So yeah.
So question about like customization, because you're making all of these by hand. So do you do that? And what is that process like?
So I do that. I've had a couple people come to me, even like customers, they say, can I get this jar in this color? And can you put my sister's name on it? Yeah. And so I've done that as well. I've done private label for rosewood, where I just did a job with the rosewood, and they picked the scent. I gave them some samples. They picked it. They picked the color, and we did that for them as well. I recently had done my first corporate order with Applebee. They had come in. They went in for Black History Month. The little candles, which was pretty cool. And then I said, I could put your little logo on top. And I'm like, that's great. And that worked out really well as well, but eye-opening in terms of manpower. Yes. Because producing 100 and something candles, which is very possible even within like a week and a half. It's just having this hands on deck is less straining. Right. As well. So, yeah.
I love that, though, that you're venturing into the corporate market, because I do think that with a candle, it's possible to take a piece of Bermuda with you, right? It's a great gift. And they're beautiful. You know what I mean? So I think that you're moving in that direction makes a lot of sense.
I even have one now I've done with the pink sand lid. I had tried to use resin to make a lid out of it, and it didn't feel right. So what I've now done is I'm taking the lid itself and I'm immersing it in sand, so you can actually feel the texture of the lid itself, and the tourists seem to love that. Yeah. And it keeps me still unique to me without using another sort of medium to create.
Yes.
a product. So
Look at you. You are a full-fledged artiste, ma'am.
Thank you.
Well,
And now to build the confidence to go with that. But
yes. I mean, I think the confidence is built when you see people's reaction to what it is. Like you said, when you sold your first candle, that feeling that you had, like, oh my God. So it's not just me. People actually do like the things that I'm producing. Yeah. So it's great for you to get that kind of immediate feedback when you're in that space.
Yes.
Now, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about something we were chatting about before we started recording. And that is about you actually coming here and talking to me.
Oh.
How much you tried to avoid doing it
Did I?
Because you just wanted to create and you didn't really want to be like, hey, this is my company. I do it. Why?
I want to be invisible. I don't know. I've always been that way. And I wanted people to see it, enjoy it, but it's not me.
It is you.
But it is me, and I'm coming out of that. I'm learning, like even with the vendor markets. I didn't even want to go to vendor markets, but people want to see the person behind it. And even with like the person that's helping me with my social media, so I do have some help with social media. I just recently took on. She's been great. And she keeps saying they need to see you, and so she'll do a couple of things, and they can see me. You could just see the difference, and I'm like, okay, fine. So I'm still running from that, but I don't know why, but I am trying to get better
at doing
with that. So like today, I'm here.
You are.
I have already for like 6 months.
Well done. You
so
I'm
trying to get better with that. Yeah.
Because like for if you're an introvert, if that's how you describe yourself, then I understand how it could be a challenge, right? Entrepreneurship in general is like stepping out of your comfort zone. It's doing all of the things that you would otherwise not do. Like if it was up to you, you would just be making candles and just producing candles for yourself.
This is it.
And you know what I mean? But once you decide to actually go down that entrepreneurial path, it kind of changes things a little.
It changes so much. And people have to, in order for me to see the product, I had to go to the vendor markets. I had to kind of show my face, and
look,
here you go. So we're getting it.
It's a journey. It is a journey.
I've grown up as an extremely shy person.
Yeah.
So I'm older now. Little less shy, so let's keep growing here. So,
that's part and parcel of the process. Which brings me to my next question. So you're in our Enterprise Bermuda Incubator Program, and I guess the question is, what were your thoughts when you were applying for it?
Everyone pushing me to say, I had a friend that did it. She said, "You do it, you know what I mean?" But my thoughts was more or less, you're in this now. Let's grow it, learn, do better, and let's just go with it, you know what I mean? And find all the things I need to do to get better at this. I needed some assistance and stuff like, what do I do finance-wise?
Yeah.
Am I selling right? Am I doing it right? Am I costing right? So just about learning to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And I thought that was important at this point.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah. I mean, like you said, if you're, it's a journey. So you're slowly doing the things that you need to do to get the name out there, to get the brand recognition and all of that. And so that's pretty much why we created the course, is to give you that additional support to help you along the way.
Yeah, and it's in me. Like, entrepreneurship is in me. It was, I think it's in me, my family, and everybody else. I think I'm taking it to the next level. And I'm always thinking of business ideas. And over all the years, I'm coming up with so many ideas, and I see somebody else started. And if someone asks me tomorrow, hey, business idea, I could probably think of one up for somebody.
Right.
So it's in me, so why not pursue it? And I spent so many years in the corporate environment, and I did that time. It was great, but it wasn't me.
You're right.
And I waited too many years. I told my husband the other night to come out and just do my own thing.
Oh, look. Better late than never.
Yeah.
Because sometimes there's some people don't ever get there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think this is it's exciting for me to see. And hopefully it is encouraging to others who may be in a similar situation, maybe on the fence about whether they should take the leap, you know?
One being my husband. I'm trying to get on him.
You're trying to get on him?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I think you're a walking example of what it could be, right? And the support that you get and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So going back to the incubator program, what has been, I guess, one of the biggest learnings or that you have found having taken advantage of that program?
The first one was, I'm further along than I think I am. That was pretty evident. And then, I guess the finance piece, making sure I get that. I now know what it needs to be.
Right.
And it's just getting there, so I know exactly, I'm selling, but I need to know, like I learned, your break-even point, what that number is, what goes back into the business order. So those are the things that I'm trying to put into place now.
Great.
Yeah. So that was definitely big. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's huge.
Yes.
Scheme of thing, because we want it to be profitable. We want it to be sustainable, just not just from a health and environment perspective, but for a livelihood perspective, right? So you want to see Gombey Isle grow, hopefully.
Yes.
Like when you think about it, what is your big vision for Gombey Isle?
Definitely be like, you think Bermuda, you want to take a piece of Bermuda with you, you want it to be a Gombey Isle piece. I also want at some point in time to have a brick and mortar and expand the concrete offerings, because there's so much, I've got so many mills of so much stuff that I bought because I want to venture into stuff, so I had to learn.
Yes.
Because I can give you 40 products. But I had to kind of get that done. But eventually I want to grow to the point where I can offer so many other beautiful things. Decorative stuff, desktop, bathroom items, and tables.
Okay. So not just candles, but like home decor and all of that.
So I also sell now trays that can go with the candles and stuff like that. But that's me letting other stuff go. And I also have like room sprays. But I stuck kind of to that versus everything else. People say, do you have diffusers? And I'm like, well, actually I could do diffusers, but not right now because it's going to be taking me too much. I want each product to be fine-tuned.
Yes.
And even recently I had 7 candle sizes. So as of like this week, I'm like, no, let's just bring that down. And down to 3 plus special orders. Yes. And I feel like that's going to make my life a lot easier.
It will. Yeah. And at the end of the day, sometimes too much choice is too much. It makes it difficult for people to make a decision. You know?
I done a market, I think, at Bacardi, and I didn't have any small candles left. And I took my medium candles, and normally I sell a lot of the small. Yeah. I sold a lot of the medium.
Yes.
So I definitely a learning curve on that one.
Okay. It's like, listen, you know how they do the pricing and they give you like small, medium, large? And people always get the medium.
Yes, what's happening?
It's psychological.
That's what's happening.
You know what I mean? It's really psychological. So once you understand that, then it does impact the way you price, what you actually create, all of that.
And that was me so busy trying to make sure I cater to every type of customer, when really I'm not supposed to do that.
You're not.
And that's what
you've learned, especially for your candle. Your candle is a high-end luxury item. They don't care how much it costs. If they want it, they want it. So you catering to others is like, you know what I mean? You have the smaller molds when you do those big runs for like corporates and things like that. Exactly. But if this is where once you've identified who your target customer is, then that's what it is.
And this is what I've learned.
Yes.
Yes.
So that's good though.
Yeah.
Right?
It
is good definitely. That you have the ability to be in a group with other entrepreneurs, and I'm assuming that you guys can kind of feed off of each other, give each other advice, talk to you.
Yes, yeah. I'm learning that as well. And it's also been flattering having other vendors invite me as well. So that was also encouraging that, you do have different types of vendors that appeal to different types of customers. So learning that, that's okay. You know what I mean?
Okay. So, it is okay. And it's necessary for you to understand that as you move forward, right?
Exactly.
Do you have any desire to scale outside of Bermuda?
Yes.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Let's
and especially with my little pink sand candles. So I tried it with the tourists last season. I sold a few. Now I fine-tuned it down to even a smaller size. They think it'll be easy for them to carry. But definitely, because it's all customizable. So I would like to put Bermuda outside of her, because I engrave like the long tail. The long tail doesn't have to necessarily be that's a Bermuda candle for a Bermuda person or Bermuda tourist. It's a beautiful jar on its own.
Right.
So to me, yes, I would like to. I've had a couple of customers come to me from overseas and say, do you ship overseas? And I'd be like, not right now. I'm never going to do that again. because I'm going to get that candle.
You're going to figure out how to do it.
They're going to get that candle.
Yes.
So that I've definitely learned. So definitely, yes.
I love to hear it.
Yeah.
And I think that, as we work with entrepreneurs at BEDC, that's one of the things that we're trying to figure out. How can we create opportunities for our entrepreneurs to be able to ship the goods that they produce locally outside at a price that is not going to make you have to charge $200 for a candle,
Exactly.
So that's a work in progress.
Yeah.
We're trying to figure it out. But have you given any thought to manufacturing outside of Bermuda?
Yeah, actually. I was trying to think about how to do that. And I have my mom in England. I'm like, Mom, you could just, your room sprays. I could send those bottles to you. You can fill that thing. You ship it to me. And it's going to be cheaper than me doing it in this way. So I've been trying to figure out how to do that. But it definitely crossed my mind.
Yeah.
And with the shipping, my biggest concern is I'm using a coconut apricot wax.
Okay.
And it's very soft. So having to make sure that I'm shipping that insulated enough that it doesn't if it gets overheated, it doesn't melt and all that kind of stuff. It's very soft to the touch. And I know I'm going to venture to massage candles, and I have all the stuff to do it. But again, scaling back.
Yeah.
But I definitely want to do that as well, because a nice soft wax, you can put it in your skin. And all that stuff as well.
Ooh.
So
make a vessel like a with the porcelain.
Already got it. And that's my scaling back. I have this vessel. I'm ready to go, but I'm like, can't take this. Make sure you got your. I feel better now. Downsizing to what I'm downsized to, and then once I've got this going and I make sure I'm comfortable with it, then that would be my next step.
Okay.
And it's got like a little spout, and it's still going to be in the same
Yes.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah,
I can't
and
wait.
it has a lid. Yeah.
Okay, you know where I am.
I'll let you
and
know.
Thank you very much, because I love that.
Yes.
I think it's wonderful to see the creative kind of thought and vision behind it, and then to see that come out of your brain and then you produce it. It must feel amazing.
Sometimes I look at it and I work at home, but then sometimes I'll put it in the middle of my coffee table. I'm like, oh my God, that's amazing! Like it's so beautiful.
It's beautiful.
I'm like, I made that look. I made that,
is
right?
so funny. So listen, we've come to the end, believe it or not, but I would love for you to just share your thoughts. Someone's listening and they are on the fence. They may be a young person. They may be creative. They may be introverted like yourself. What would you say to them to encourage them to consider entrepreneurship?
I think a lot of people have that thought in their mind and they're scared. I mean, to this day, confidence has been my issue. And I would say, have faith in what you're trying to do, because it is okay and it is beautiful. It is nice. And also you're not alone, because I feel like a lot of the time I'm the only one going through what I'm going through. I'm the only one stressing out, the only one on the, by themselves, and you're not. And I felt a lot of solace in knowing that there are other people that are going through what I'm going through. And so I would tell people that you're not the only one.
Right.
That you're going through what you're going through, and just ask questions. I always tell people, you want to know something? Like, some people are afraid to have conversations with people that make what they make.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you. I'm going to have the conversation. When ask what I do, I'm going to tell you, because you can also kind of feed off each other. So I would say ask questions, be confident. And yeah, you're not by yourself.
Oh, that's great advice.
Okay.
Spoken from someone who's been there, done that, that you're on that journey as well. So the same words of encouragement that you're giving to others, I'm sure you have those self-talks, right?
Yes.
Like, you got this. You got this. You can do it. And you are doing it, So I just want to congratulate you on where you've come, how far you've come, and just encourage you to continue, because I'm looking forward to the next drop. And I'm sure that your other clients are looking for it as well.
Thank you so much.
Done. You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Listen, I want to thank you again for coming on Mind Your Business. And remember, if you don't mind your business, who will?
Who will?
That's right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for tuning in to Mind Your Business with me, your host, Jamillah Lodge. Tune in next week, Thursday at 4 p.m. because if you don't mind your business, who will? Mind Your Business is brought to you by BEDC. Bermuda Business starts here.